Summary of Sun Tzu for Execution. How to Use the Art of War to Get Results. By Stephen W. Michaelson. Applying the Art of War to Business. While Sun Tzu is famous as a military strategist, his skill at executing strategies is what makes him really important. Even the best strategy is worthless if you don't act upon it. Sun Tzu had 5 core principles that guided his success at execution: simplicity, create alignment, people always, flexibility, and towering strengths. Simplicity. Most great business successes arise from simple, well-executed ideas. Take Dell, for example, it makes computers to order. Or Southwest Airlines, it provides cheap flights. With their one-track minds, these small companies defeated larger competitors. Thus, stay focused, keep costs low, and make sure all employees understand and act upon your 1 or 2 great ideas. Just as great generals must time their attacks perfectly to have the greatest impact, so you must time your business moves. When your competition makes a mistake or is otherwise weak, attack. If you gain the upper hand, exploit it right away. You can only do a few things well. Make sure you know what they are, and do the things you do best, first. In interactions with both employees and customers, communicate simply and clearly by taking these steps. Create a positioning statement, express your company's focus in a brief sentence and repeat your core idea constantly. Maintain a coherent corporate identity, as Miller Lite has done. Avoid changing the meaning of your brand. Tell stories, these bring your strategy to life. Personal stories create a common frame of reference among the people who hear them. They communicate your organization's values and inspire both employees and customers. The stories shouldn't always be about you, of course. Make heroes of employees who do well. Celebrate your victories. Listen, employees will execute your strategies with enthusiasm and creativity if they trust you. However, you must demonstrate to them that you deserve their trust. Do this by listening to everyone. Customers can tell you what they want. Key people in the industry can give you essential knowledge. Employees can give you clues about how to encourage their participation in your efforts. Make work into a cause. Identify the greater good your organization serves, and make sure your people know it. Explain to teams how their work serves customers, creates satisfaction, and even helps their families and others. This will enhance employee loyalty. Don't let your company's culture happen by accident. Instead, build it by choosing an inspirational focus that informs the organization's every action. Create alignment. For your company to succeed, everyone in it must share its goals and agree about how to measure progress. Employees want to do a good job. Explain what the organization expects of them, and how their efforts contribute to implementing the vision. However, don't dictate what route they should take to reach the goals. Instead, allow them to use their creativity. Provide general guidelines, not rigid rules. If your employees' procedures are different from yours, ask them why. Take the opportunity to learn from them. One of Sun Tzu's principles was that you should assemble all your forces and attack one location. This gives you the advantage over a scattered enemy. Walmart is a good example of this principle. It deploys all its energy into providing low prices, so it beats the competition on price every time. Identify your organization's decision point and mass your forces there. Repeating your advertising message is a way of focusing your communication efforts. Everything UPS is brown: trucks, uniforms, and logo. Target's bullseye is similarly ubiquitous. Some of its ads use the image and nothing else. Sun Tzu points out that sometimes avoiding a battle is the wisest strategy. Instead of competing directly, block your competitors' efforts. Retailers sign restricted use agreements that prevent similar businesses from opening nearby. They also support stores that aren't doing well to stop the competition from moving in. To keep Walmart away, some have even bought land. Don't do anything inconsistent with your brand's message. For example, JetBlue, with its promise of low-cost flights, breaks with industry practice in customer service efforts, such as setting up frequent flyer programs. Instead of having its employees spend time on such programs, JetBlue has its frequent flyers sign themselves up on the internet. Use Pareto charts, which rank problems from the least to the most frequent occurrence, to find and prioritize the defects in your procedures. Solve the most important problems first. Napoleon said, "One bad general is preferable to 2 good ones." He realized that having 2 leaders can split an organization's loyalties and focus. A unified team of managers should pursue a single vision, is sharing knowledge, deciding when to innovate and when to follow, and learning from each choice. An aligned company trusts everyone, including its low-ranking members, to make decisions. This creates buy-in and allows for fast responses, less has to be passed up the line for processing. Everyone within the organization should understand his or her role. Use hard times to unite your organization. Sun Tzu said, "The deeper you penetrate into hostile territory, the greater will be the solidarity of your troops." During stressful periods, such as the Christmas season in the retail industry, everyone should make the common sacrifice of working long hours. Acknowledge sacrifices, as the Fresh Direct grocery delivery service did when its employees made extraordinary efforts to get to work during the New York City transit strike. People always. The Marines say, "Mission first, Marines always." In other words, they accomplish the mission by taking care of individual Marines. Similarly, your business can accomplish its purposes only by attracting, motivating, and retaining good people. Develop these 5 areas. 1. Compensation. E-money by itself does not inspire loyalty and innovation, but if you don't pay at least the industry standard, you'll lose good people. To attract a superior workforce, Costco makes a point of paying employees more than Walmart does. 2. Training. Dedicated employees want to develop their skills. 3. Opportunities for advancement. They also are looking for challenges and variety. 4. Good treatment. Retaining experienced employees is always easier and less expensive than training new people. Accommodate employees' needs and make them comfortable. For example, in businesses that employ a lot of immigrants, grant leave time for family visits and encourage a multicultural, multilingual work environment. 5. Motivation. Share the rewards and vary them depending upon employee needs. For example, an older workforce might appreciate health care more than a younger one. Always verbally acknowledge the value your employees bring, and make sure all managers do so as well. Put in place an excellent management team. Set high standards and measure performance objectively. Treat everyone with respect. Whether in business or the military, good leaders are rare. Leadership requires many complex skills, especially now, in a time of technological and marketplace flux. Train leaders from within the organization. Watch for employees with successful performance records, especially those with unteachable characteristics such as creativity and passion. Give potential leaders varied roles and stretch jobs that enable them to grow without feeling overwhelmed. To foster learning in the organization, give employees opportunities both to give and receive mentoring. Flexibility. Don't fall in love with your plans. If an opportunity opens up, move. For example, Apple is a computer company, but the iPod revived its fortunes. If Apple had clung to its self-image as a computer company, it never would have started making personal music players. Take these steps. Build testing into your process. Start small with experiments. Anticipate the possibility of failure, and design experiments so you learn from them no matter what the outcome. Involve top management to increase buy-in and visibility. Review your organizational structure. Remove obstacles to decision-making and make sure people have the information they need. Communicate the importance of and reasons for speed. Listen to diverse perspectives. Encourage those who disagree with company policy to speak up. Design meetings so people can disagree productively. Ask open-ended questions to generate attacks on your ideas. Surprise the competition. You do this through innovation as well as through observation of developments in other industries. Learn from the experts and from your own people. Don't depend too heavily on one vendor. Make sure your customers have what they need. Base your understanding of your customers on facts. Minimize risks by having your customers pay for your investments, and link your brand to their preferences. Base your leadership on real-life, set achievable annual goals. Review each project weekly to make sure it is on track. Discuss projects with teams informally, outside of meetings. You'll learn more in these chats. Align processes correctly. A small company doesn't need the same organizational processes that a large one does. Make company-specific plans for reviewing personnel and managing turnover so you don't lose organizational knowledge. The more people you involve in any portion of your organization, and the less experienced they are, the clearer your formal processes need to be and the more guidance you need to provide. In a crisis or time of change, stay calm and be honest with yourself and others. Make sure employees hear about emergencies from you first. Keep them informed, admit what you don't know, and don't make promises or claims that you'll have to retract later. However, avoid emergencies by staying prepared. Sun Tzu emphasizes preparation above all else. He insisted that his military commanders study the weather, the terrain, their supplies, and the enemy's encampments. Study your business in similar detail. As a leader, you probably know one aspect of your business best, such as information technology or sales. Learn the other areas. Get into the field and observe the organization in action. Build networks and recruit allies. Learn to see both the big picture and every aspect of your business, so you can manage the details. Have towering strengths. Being good is a start, but it isn't enough. Become a leader in your field by methodically and strategically enhancing your strengths. Invest in the things you do well and be the first to do them. Towering strengths are not just temporary, invest for long-term superiority. Look beyond your organization. How can you beat your competitors? What are their weaknesses? What do your customers want? Sun Tzu underscored the importance of taking a favorable position. In business, this means seizing a unique market segment. Accomplish this by building a sharper brand connection or a better business model, or, like Costco, by selling a limited selection but in bulk, so each individual sale is large. As Sears discovered, a company's towering strengths are not always obvious. The overall Sears brand was weaker than its sub-brands, Craftsman Tools and Kenmore Appliances. Thus, change with market conditions. Expect to progress in fits and starts. Organizations develop unevenly. As Sun Tzu says, in difficult ground, press on.